Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel. So if you are watching this on the actual day that I posted it, then happy Valentine's Day. If not, that's okay. I still hope you have a wonderful day. So if you don't know already, I will be doing 4 different Valentine's Day themed pick a card readings. But instead of just picking a card or just picking a crystal, you will be picking a different lip product from my Lippie collection. So I did one, let's say, with lip balms already. I have one to come with lipsticks, and these are lip glosses. So you may be drawn to the lip type itself or the reading subject itself. But let's get into today's topic. We are going to pretend that we are in a rom-com, and we're going to be looking at what is the order that this relationship of yours, one that maybe you haven't met at all, maybe one that's just starting to sprinkle, what is the order that it will blossom in. Now, other Valentine's Day readings that I'm doing aren't necessarily all romantic. Some do have platonic love, but in this case, we are talking about romance. So if that's not what you're looking for, then you will not like this group. But if it is, go ahead and stick around. Again, this is just entertainment. This is just for fun. And let's get into our pile selections. For pile number 1, we have the CoverGirl Yummy Gloss in Flamingo Pink. Nice little peachy pink color. For pile number 2, we have the NYX Duck Plump in Clearly Spicy. Extreme caution. For pile number 3, we have the Holler and Glow Hype Gloss. This doesn't have a shade name, but it's a very light nude pink. For pile number 4, we have the Tower 28, I think it's called the Lip Jellies, and this is in Pistachio. I love the little sun up there, so cute. And finally, for pile number 5, we have another Holler and Glow Hyper Gloss, but this is a very bright red shade. If you couldn't tell, I love lip products, but go ahead, take as much time as you need, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello pile 1, if you chose the CoverGirl Yummy Gloss in Flamingo Pink, then this is your reading. Now, if you're wondering why everything is already laid out, yeah, well, this is the second time that I have tried to record this, and someone does just not want you to see this. Basically, I'm going to try again to recall everything of your entire reading, even though everything has already been pulled out, so just bear with me here. Alright, let's get started. So, for your card, you got the Lover's card. Now, this is a very great card to get in a romance reading. And for your order of your movie, we have Confess, Date, and Intimacy. So, basically, we got one card to describe this person and one to describe you. For you, you got the Two of Swords. For them, it's the Ace of Swords. So, what that is letting me know, everyone, is most likely the person that you are asking about is mostly going to be the one that is actually, calling the shots, making the initiative here. Now, that's not to say, because you also got the Eight of Swords, so you're most likely in this energy of either just being nonchalant about the whole thing, or whether it's actively avoiding this, like, well, dang it, now I actually have to make this decision, or more so of just, well, I actually didn't know, like just being oblivious to the fact that this person did have feelings for you. Because as we got for the timing, it's most likely not someone that you've known for years and years before they confess anything, but it's also not someone you just met. So like, it's not like we're at a bar and they just come over like, hey, can I take you out somewhere? This is definitely a span of, with this Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords is all about learning. You don't learn a lot from someone in 2 minutes. So it's most likely someone that you've seen around, like let's say there's like someone you see in the office all the time or around campus, or like, oh, you were at that place that one time. But it's not constantly a space of we already been friends for a very long time. So for your 3 oracle cards here, we got confusion for the first one. So for confess, they most likely, the energy here is that they start off very quick because we have the Chariot card. The Chariot is a very, very quick card. However, they sort of like mellow out once they know they've got you. And the reason why is because they're in this state of, well, I can't continue just thinking about this all day long, so I would like to have an answer. So, but that's not to say that it's more so like rushing you or making you feel obligated to say yes, because we also have the 10 of Cups here. So and you have the Lovers. So you would not have the Lovers if you didn't actually care about them. If you didn't genuinely have feelings, then the Lovers would not be there. So it's not that you're just saying yes to, okay, whatever, I'll get this over with. It's genuine liking to be with each other. So for the second stage, for the actual dating stage, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Once again, I feel like you're going into this very calculated, whereas the other person is just letting things swing. Like, let's see what happens. You're coming into this more like with a plan. And it's more because the 8 of Pentacles is like perfecting a craft. It's like making sure that everything's like up to code. But the thing is, a date isn't only an interview. Like, you're not finding a business partner here, you're finding a romantic partner. And for one of your cards, I know I can't even remember anything is anymore, but it's like for the bottom of the deck for this oracle, it's like not getting too attached too quickly. And again, I feel like you do have time to really have a sturdy foundation here, because you guys, after your second stage, which is dating, you do have the Knights of Pentacles. So it's a very like, we're just getting to know each other here type of energy. For the 8 of Cups, again, as I mentioned before, it's like they would like an answer as soon as possible, but they're not going to, like, if you say no, then that's it. It's no. It's no like, oh, come on. It's just, if you say no, it is no. That is all. And you also have playing dumb for your second stage. Once again, it's this, like, you're just not letting yourself get clinged on too much, even though you know very well that this is what you want, because you also got the self-love card here. Again, you may not be actively, like, looking for it, or if you are, it's not so much of like, well, I'll just take anyone. You keep a very high list, basically. And finally, for our actual intimacy, again, the fact that your intimacy is at the end and not the beginning just lets us know that you guys really take time to become 100% comfortable with each other. And with positive thinking, it's more of this, like, once again, where it's like, you got to make sure that you're 100% comfortable first. And for our last stage, you got physical body. Now, with physical body, I think I know what that means, and I know very well you know what that means too. But yeah, the fact that it's at the end of your 3-step stage lets us know that they get you to the stage of actual feeling the vulnerability of you guys together. And for timing, you have the Money sign here. It says make it rain. So you may be either meeting this person or getting in connection around the time of either getting a promotion, good financial aid. Also, I forgot to say at the beginning, I like to wear this lip gloss a lot in the summertime, just because the color and it's very plumping. So the summertime is when some things could be happening too, or that could just be one of your guys' birthdays. But summer, I think, is very, like, important here. And then we also got the number 8 and the mind fart. We got the number 9 and the number 12. So this, for your timing, I don't feel like anyone in this pile is having to wait 9 to 12 years for this. I do see this more as either weeks or months. For some of you, it could be days too. We also have, if you are like No, months is way too short. Absolutely not. We do have an ace. So, well, I guess 12 months in 1 year is the same thing. But in the 1 year area, if you're looking for like a more long-term number, for most of you, I feel like this is in the 9 and 12 region. But yeah. Okay. Sorry if this was sort of messy. Again, like, I don't understand what's going on with the recordings, but that is what we got for your reading, pile number 1. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking it out. Please feel free to check out the other piles if you feel drawn to it. Hopefully you liked it. And if you feel drawn to the other pick a card readings as well, and have a great one, and see you. Well, alrighty then, pile number 2, if you chose NYX Duck Plump and Clearly Spicy, then this is your reading. Okay, before we get into your card, I just want to say, some of you in this pile could be pretty sassy, just because, one, out of all of my lip plumpers, this one burns the most, and two, I feel like just the shade name itself, Clearly Spicy, it's like, with so much attitude and sarcasm in them, so even if you're not, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're, like, a mean person, but you could be someone who, like, has very little patience for other people's bullshit, or you could just be a very funny person who likes to crack a lot of jokes. Stay there. For your romantic movie Rom-Com Order, we have the kiss, the confession, and then the date. Ooh. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Now, something I just want to say, obviously, you know, a movie is going to have these really big OMG moments, but life isn't always like that. So we are going to be, it could actually be a physical kiss, but we're going to talk about intimacy in that way. And for your card, we have the Queen of Cups. That's so amazing. So firstly, the Queen of Cups, this connection, again, you're gonna be like, well, no duh, but there's just so much genuine love and passion here. Cups are all about romance, and when you think of a queen is pretty good at what she does. So you're literally at the top of the romantic cycle with the Queen of Cups. So before we get into each individual stage, can we get one card to represent our pile number 2? So what's one card to represent pile 2 in this connection? Ooh, the Four of Swords. Can we get one card to represent their partner in this connection? So who's going to be, I was about to say spouse, so you could be marrying this person that we're talking about. But who is, can we get one card to get who is this other person? Interesting. The Seven of Pentacles. Alright then. So, you could be someone who has not had a lot of good experiences in love, or even if you have, more so of the stage of either getting out of a breakup or just this period of like not necessarily needing, but like more so longing for these connections. Again, that could be a literal breakup or just like in this period of I can't with this dating world anymore. As for your person, the Seven of Pentacles is someone who is very like takes their time with things, letting something grow, letting something flourish. So I feel like this person can give you the space and the time you need to really help you like regain this confidence and regain this connection, this desire for genuine connection. So please tell me, Spirit, how do we go? Because we know that this person, I feel like they're very respectful of what you need. So how the heck do we start with intimacy? Let me see more of that. How do we go from these two people knowing each other to being intimate? Again, intimacy, that can mean anything from like eye contact for a second too long to you know what. It could be a whole range. We have the Wheel. Okay, alright, that makes sense. Okay, what else? And the Ace of Pentacles. Again, a lot of pentacles here. So With the wheel, this is letting me know that this is sort of on accident that you guys have these connections, because for me the wheel is right place, right time. So with this intimacy, it's sort of like, well, I didn't mean to, let's say, I don't know, like give you my jacket and walk you to your house or whatever. It's just in the heat of the moment. That's what the circumstances called for. You know, in the heat of the moment, you were freezing cold, so I wasn't just gonna let you get frostbite. So it's more of like the intimacy that you guys have. It's not like they just woke up one day and was like, you know what, let me just, pounce on them today. It's more like, I feel like your environment, because I feel very drawn to all the nature around here. We all know nature is a symbol for what's around you. The environment that you guys are in, it's what's sort of like causing these things to bubble up, even though, again, they do give you the space, even if you feel like you may not be ready at the time. So, for example, let's say you go to a wedding with them. A wedding has people being in love, people slow dancing, or let's say there's a party and you somehow have to, I don't know, like, the one bed tropes. It's kind of like this intimacy is of a result of just having to be close and intimate with each other. Okay. Then, what's our time period for the next part? Because we have confession. So, next is feelings. So, after this, that's where we get feelings out. What can you tell us about that, Spirit? So, we have the inciting incident, we have the midpoint. So now, what's our midpoint of this movie? What's the thing that happens in the... Aww, that's so sweet. We have gentleness. Aww, so again, this person, like, I feel like that's why I said that it could be accidental, because they don't want you to think like, oh, you're vulnerable right now, so I'm gonna just take advantage of that. But it's more so like they genuinely care for you, and in the heat of the moment, things just start happening. But it's more of like, I don't want to just put anything on you that you don't want right now. That's so cute. Okay, and then we'll do these in a second. And then we end with date. So date is the last thing that happens. So you guys officially saying, will you go on a date with me, is the last thing that will happen. So what is that energy like? So when we get to stage number 3, what happens there? Aww. Sorry if I keep saying that. But we have the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands, this gives me like party, celebration. Like, let's get it started. Let's get... Again, I feel like... Sorry, I'm a film major, so there's so many movie references. But in your rom-com, like, the last few scenes would be like, you guys, like, finally just being able to admit that there's something here, and just being comfortable with that. And, like, the last scene is, like, closing out with you guys, like, dancing at a party. Because the 4 of Wands is, like, we can finally celebrate that. We both admit that we have this. We're both ready. And, we're just being comfortable and enjoying each other's presence. Okay. What do you want to tell us for the last stage here? No judgment. Again, you see how there's like that huge colorful sign? I feel like it's more so a matter of just having to get over the first part. I think the first stage is going to be the hardest for you guys. But let's see here. Can we have one oracle card for each stage? So, the first stage, the second one, the second one. Okay. Wow. And then the third one. Okay, so we have Twitch. Again, it's like they can't control it. They're just like, damn it, I'm gonna have to do something here. But we have mental and emotional health. They do care about how you feel. It's not just, I want to take advantage of you. And then finally, unpredictable and cling. Yeah, I feel like what starts this intimacy is that, like, they just can't take it anymore. Alright, what's your timing here? Okay, your message here. We have, you are going through some tough shit. You see, I feel like you guys are still healing right now, and they want to be respectful of that. And for your number, we have 7. That can be 7 days, 7 months, maybe even 7 years, but that's your timing. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Hopefully you liked it. Please feel free to continue, but Pile 2, this was your reading. Hopefully you would stick around for some more, and if you feel drawn to another pile, never hesitate to try it. Thank you all very much, and see you soon. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Holler and Glow Hyper Gloss in this light nude color, then this is your reading. So, you've got the 7 of Swords. Interesting. And your order is date, confess, intimacy. Interesting. Okay. I feel like yours is pretty classic. Like, I feel like this is what we see as a basic storyline for most rom-com movies. Now, what I will say is with this 7 of Swords, this is someone who has been watching you for a while. Now, I don't mean that in some sort of creepy way. This isn't a stalker. But the 7 of Swords, you see how he's, like, watching something. He's, like, getting himself ready. It looks almost like he's spying. Yeah, well, I feel like that's more so the energy that your person is in. But let's see. This could be you towards them. Can we get one card, please, Spirit, to describe our pile number 3? What's one card that describes our pile number 3 in this situation? The Empress. Wow. Can we get one card to describe the partner? The Page of Cups. Very awesome. There's been a theme in all the piles that, like, whoever is getting the reading is usually not the one that makes the first move. But you are somebody who is, for one, you're beautiful. This person thinks you're very physically attractive. But 2, the Empress is very successful. She's very kind. She's very nurturing. And the Page of Cups, this person, again, the Page of Cups is about, like, starting a romantic connection. But this is more like they got their head in the clouds when it comes to you. It's like you're the amazing one that they think they can never get. But if I'm talking about your future partner, then they did get you. Now, once again, with the 7 of Swords, I do feel like this person is more so the one that has been on the lookout from you. But let's get more info on that. So, what energy is this whole connection in right now? So, for our first, you got 2. Worthiness and power. Wow. You see, it's like this person is like, I am not worthy. I am not worthy. But, like, bro, girl is mine. And then we also have power. So, once again, that's what's leading me to think that they're the one who gains the power to come and approach you. And yeah, they do things the very classic way. They ask you out on a date. So, what happens there? What happens in our first section? So, we know, oh, okay, the 10 of Pentacles. This could be someone that you have known already. So, again, it's not someone that you meet the same day and they ask you out the same day. It's more so someone that could have been your friend for a while. But I feel with this 10 of Pentacles, this is interesting because this is more so like community. So I feel like you two are closer. Like in other piles, we got that it's like you may know this person, but you don't really talk. But here, I feel like you are already sort of close to them because the 10 of Pentacles is all about community. Now, what's the energy of this date? Ooh. Okay. Queen of Cups and 4 of Swords. So yeah, I do feel like even though we got the 4 of Swords, I do feel like you're more open to this. You're not so much as like, ugh, why would I go on a date with you? It's more like, oh, okay, like let's just see what happens. Because with this Four of Swords, I'm getting that's like, for some reason, I just got like when your leg falls asleep, like you're trying to get up and get out the door, but you don't want to go rushing either. So it's like, I'm open, but we're just seeing right now. Okay, now how do we move into this confession? So, alright, the date happens, everything is well. And also, since these two cards are supposed to be the date itself, I do feel like you might end up going into it being like, okay, maybe I'll like them, and then by the end of it be like, okay, I definitely like them. And yeah, I feel like it's more so learning. You may tell each other a lot about your other past relationships, or if this is someone who you've already had a friendship with, it's like you know very well that they already know all this stuff about you. Now, how do we get into this confession? The Hierophant. Okay. And then how do we get into the final two states? How do we get into the intimacy? Okay, we have connection. Ooh, wait a minute. Now, the fact that you two already know each other could actually play a really big role, because with connection, okay, I feel like it could be the expression where it's like, you know how when they ask like old people like, oh, what made this connection last? And they're like, oh, I just married my best friend. Now, this person, for some of you, well, take it as it resonates, but I'm not getting that for all of you. This is gonna be your best friend. Absolutely not. But because you two already have like a foundation of friendship, so when the confession does come, it actually may feel a little weird at first, being like, but I know you. How can you love me? Like that kind of, I think there's a movie like that. But because you two already have this connection with each other prior to romantic feelings, it's more so of like, well, it just feels like I'm kissing my best friend. It just feels like, I'm laying here with my best friend. So, again, they don't have to actually be your best friend right now. And with these Three of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, again, you're like, they see you as like this total queen. When you think of a queen, a queen is not someone who has little... Excuse that, I don't know why this phone is cray-cray. But, what was I saying? The Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like this person is more like, they're very time focused, because as we saw before, they were like waiting for a correct time to do this. And with the Hierophant, it's like they may be the type of person, they could be an earth sign, for first of all, they may be the type of person where it's like, they're like, I don't act on spontaneity, I have to make sure it's the right thing at the right time. Now, can we get some of these? Can we get one card for every state, let's call it? So, one for the first stage, one for the second stage. We got two. Ooh, what is that about? And can we get one for the second? For the confession part. Ooh. Okay, now can we get one for the last one? Or we got two. Okay. We got empathy at the bottom of the deck. So for when they first ask you, we have silence and lying. So that could be them, that could be you. But somebody here is more so like, not, I feel like either you or them, even though both of you are agreeing to go on this date, one of you may sort of be like downplaying it, like, oh, sure, I'm only doing this because I have nothing to do this Saturday. But in reality, you're like, what the heck? Really? And with silence, I feel like this is more so your person, where it's like, yeah, I feel like somebody's downplaying how much they want the other person. It's like, they're not saying everything they want to say. Oh, and this could be one of those situations, when people are like, oh, they asked you on a date, and the main character is like, what? No, they didn't. They just asked me to, help them choose a fancy restaurant. And they're like, no, that was a date. So I feel like, it's like, not asking someone out, like, will you go out with me? It's more so like, hey, do you want to come to this place with me? Sure, right. And then hidden door for confession. it's like that's when you actually start to see like, oh, you didn't want me to just come and help paint the house, you actually wanted to spend time with me. And then finally opening up and create, ooh, be careful, use protection. But it's like opening up only after you actually get the full honesty and full variety here. But yeah, pile number 3, that was your reading. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully something resonated. If not, you can always feel free to check out the other piles. Thank you so much for stopping by here. You can always check out my other readings as well. And I hope that you have a great day. Thank you and see you around. Pile number 4, if you chose the Tower 28 Lip Jelly in the shade Pistachio, love that, then this is your reading. This is such a pretty lip gloss. Alright, so you got the Ace of Wands, okay, and your order of your rom-com is confess, intimacy, then date. Okay. We're getting very fiery immediately. So, with Ace of Wands, this is a card about like realization, like a oh type of moment. So I feel like that could be a big thing for one of you or both of you, where it's like, huh, am I now just seeing something that wasn't there before? Alright, let's get one card that describes you in this connection. That was quick. Wow, more fire. Page of Wands. And can we get something that describes that person? So describe this person's partner. So pile number 4 is partner in this connection. Ooh, we have the moon. Interesting. So, okay, so you guys may actually be my pile to be very bold, because unlike the other ones, you have a lot of fire here. And this person is more so coming from a place of, because the moon for me is like reflection, looking back, so they may be coming from either a place of just uncertainty or maybe like a little insecurity. However, with the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands is someone who's very much like, okay, I know what I gotta do, let's go and do it. It's like the point where the main character is like, alright, I've got a task, time to get to it. But I find that quite interesting, because the first thing we have here is confession. So first, the exchange of, well, I have emotions for you come out. So, Spirit, can we get some more cards on that? How exactly is that coming out of this surface here of these two people? Yeah, King of Cups. I feel like this group is just very simple. They're very much like just to the point, like, oh, we have both the King and the Queen of Cups. That's so awesome. Okay, so if you don't know, when, like, that's just so amazing. We literally have the King and the Queen of both elements of this one element, and I really feel like one of this is you and one of this is your partner. You do not have to be a cis straight couple. I'm just saying one of you is each one of these elements, and that's so amazing. You guys are such a great pair. Now, how exactly is this confession coming out? The Emperor. Jeez, alright then. Yeah, I feel like it's just very much like straight to the point. Like, hey, I noticed you around here. We, had a few conversations. I was wondering if you'd like to go get drinks with me sometime. Something like that. Because here, this person is coming more from this place. I feel like no one here is oblivious to the feelings. No one here is like, oh, you want to go out with me? It's more so like this person is just like, they might have gotten hurt in the past with love. So you see like the dramatic, like slow fall. They're like, you know what, I'm not even gonna open that door anymore. Nope. But you might be the one over here. Like, you see that power pose? You may be the one where it's like, hey, like, I could help you. I can do something for you. And then how do we go into stage 2? First, let's get one of these. When we get a card from here, what's happening in this connection? Story of my life. I choose to make it kind of story where even the tough parts have sort of inner beauty. Yeah, I feel like you could be like the snake handing something to the rat, where it's like you might help them with something actually. Like, even if it's not like, oh, you look sad, let me go on a date with you. It's like, hey, I noticed that you may be struggling with this one thing. Would you like my help for X, Y, and Z? And I feel like that may really draw them in. We also have joy and friendliness. Yeah, you see? I feel like your kindness is what really helps draw in this person. Alright. And then you may just tell them off the bat, like, I think you're a great person. Or they might even say that to you. Then how do we get to the intimate stage? So right now we're being very friendly. How do we enter intimacy? Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is like the point of the movie where it's like, well, I don't want to tell them anything because I don't want to ruin our friendship. Bro, just do it. Yeah, I feel like, because Two of Wands is like indecisiveness, and then the Four of Pentacles is like having to pick and choose, like, what do I want to stay on and what do I want to just banish to the back of my head. So I feel like the challenge in your movie here would be like, well, do I want to, because that's the interesting part. It's like, we already know that you two have this thing, but I feel like it's more so the build-up. It could be one of those movies where it's like, the whole movie is like a build-up of something that everyone already knows, and the last part is like, oh, so we agree, okay, great. Yeah, because I feel like there is like that fear of, well, are we actually gonna do something about it now? And then you end up with your last stage is date. And by the way, when I say intimacy, it doesn't just have to be a kiss. Intimacy can be, just talking about things that are intimate, things more than kissing, or, just having eye contact for too long. So I feel like that arises from when, okay, we both have feelings, but now what do we do with it? What about this dating stage? What do we do there? One card, please. So we've gotten to the point where all this intimacy is coming out. Then the actual dating is the last thing that happens. We have the Chariot, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, yeah. Your reading is definitely way more simple than the other ones. It's just like, okay, it's like, it's more getting to know each other, but you don't wait such a long time. Like, you don't become friends for years, but it's more of like, okay, well, we're friends now, but we both have these this emotions. So, alright, yeah, we both have it. And then at this point of like, alright, we're hesitant to go any further than that, but it just gets done anyway with this Chariot. The Chariot is an energy of like, well, screw it, I'm getting on my horse and just running. And the Ace of Cups is about, yeah, okay, you could be in this state of like, like, wow, I really care about this person, but not knowing up to what extent. And then we know with the Ace of Wands over here, it's like, oh, to that extent. Alright, let us get 3 cards, one for each stage. Can we get one for the first stage? Confess. What is a card we can get for the first stage of this connection? We got 2. Ooh. Okay. Jeez. We got Determined and Soulmate. Again, you literally got the King and Queen of freaking Cups. Okay. Now, if you're like, ugh, I don't believe in soulmates, alright, whatever, but whatever, your final destination for your partner is, so whether that's marriage, children, absolutely no children, whatever that is, you could be having that with this person, because you literally got the soulmate card. And Determined, again, it's not so much like, I'm bored, let's go out. It's more of like, okay, we need to just be honest here. Too many cards. Now, what's for the second stage? Now, then we start, after this confession, we start having emotions and intimate feelings. What happens there? Physical body. So you may do the doing before you even go on a date with them. Only take it if it resonates. And finally, bro. Okay, alright then. Damn, you're finally gonna do it. And then celebration for your last one. Yeah. Hi, Pio 4. I also forgot to pull your unicorn card deck, but it also says time to let go. So some of you may have to let go from another connection. That doesn't mean just break up with your partner because we're reading, but having to let go from something else in the past before you can go ahead and meet this person. Well, that was a very nice reading. So, pile number 4. Hopefully some of that resonated with you, even if you don't see any of that right now. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the reading. Always feel free to check out other piles. Feel free to check out the other readings. Please let me know if you liked it, and I hope that you have a great day. Thank you very much. Hello, pile number 5. If you chose the Holler and Glow Hypogloss in this bright red shade, then this is your reading. Now, I find it interesting that you got the only red lip gloss. Interesting. Now, your card is the Knight of Swords, and your movie Rom-Com Order is Kiss, Date, Confession. Interesting. Okay, what I will say off the bat is I feel like this person, well, it could be you, it could be them, but whoever it is going at a very fast pace, because we have the Knight of Swords, but that's not like, I don't want to say that to scare you, like, all right, come on, we're moving in next week. It's more of like, they just want to make sure that no one else can have you. And again, I don't try to say that in a toxic way, like you can't date anyone else, but it's more of like, I feel like if this person did see you with someone else, it would like ruin them. So it's like, I gotta make sure I get pile 5 before no one else does. Alright, let's see. And we get one card to describe the people watching pile 5. So who is pile 5 in this connection? We have the 5 of Swords. And who is this person? We have the Emperor. Okay then. And can we get one of these? What's happening here? Why do we have this energy in the connection? We have Strength. The Strength card. Interesting. Okay. Something I will say is this could be one of those movies. I'm also getting a book for some reason. But I feel like since you guys, confession isn't until the end. So when we think about confession, that's when you actually tell someone, like, I genuinely really, really like you and I want to have a relationship with you. But first, we have intimacy, then we have a date, then we have confession. So I feel like even while you guys are doing 1 and 2, you may be in like this, oh my gosh, what is happening type of mentality, because you're still not 100% sure. But pile 5, let me tell you something. Now, I know that's like technically, I'm gonna just go off of Kiss, even though intimacy, it does not only have to be physical intimacy, but if someone is kissing you and they go on a date with you, you don't know their intentions, but I would assume they're at least interested. And that's sort of like the big thing you have in your head, where it's like, okay, this person has been these 2 things with me already, but does that mean that they actually want a genuine connection? And that's not you're not getting that clarity at first. And with this Strength card, it's like, this could be something that's towing heavily on you, because maybe in the past you could have had other people that did these 2 things but weren't actually serious. So you're like, okay, like, I'm not here to play, like, tell me. So when you get this 5 of Swords, I feel like it's more so like, you see how this person looks like they have a headache? It's more so like, okay, like, tell me, what is going on here? And then for this person, they're just sitting back in this chair like, why do we have them as the Emperor? Like, what's going on here that they're the Emperor of this connection? So, yeah, I feel like they genuinely, it's not like they're just doing this to like play mind games with you, but I feel like genuinely they think you guys are at a much closer proximity than you think. By that I mean, like, for example, if they're like, again, this person is like so afraid of competition. You could be someone who a lot of people ask you out, or if you're like, that is not true at all, they could think that. So even if it's not true, your person is like, if I don't get them right now, someone else will, because this is a card of competition. But the thing is, they're rushing for no reason, because you're out here still being confused, and they're like, I just gotta secure the bag first. That's mostly what they're worried about. But how did we get into this intimacy, Spirit? How did we arrive here? If we're so unsure, how did we get there? We have Judgment. What else? How did we arrive at this intimacy? So obviously something is going to happen first between the two of you, and that's what's going to set up everything else. So, ooh, okay, wow. So I just got a few more cards here. So I asked Spirit, how exactly is this intimacy starting if you're so unsure? And we literally got the card, you think someone is lying, and believe what you see. This person, I feel like you may think they're a player, or like, they're just gonna play with my feelings all over again, because we have Judgment and we have Justice. So you just want something serious. You just want someone to genuinely be with you because they want to be with you. And that's the thing. That is what this person is doing. But you don't believe it. You're the one having the poor judgment here. And that's not to put any polls on you, but I feel like you do have reason to be like this. With the Hermit, you could have not had a very serious, genuine romantic relationship in a long time. Therefore, let's just say your glasses need tidying up. So, again, here, it's like, I feel like most of this connection is dependent on whether you stay or go, because this person is not going anywhere. Because you guys do generally have a connection, and we've gotten the confidence card a few times already, but it's more so like you're just very afraid this person is not being serious. And at the bottom of the deck, we have too slow and too fast. For you, you're like, okay, show me some damn emotion. And for them, they think that what they're doing is completely fine. Because here we got the Spotlight card. They think that, alright, everything is going amazing. And that's not to say, like, you're going to have a terrible time with this person. Because, again, the reason why you're doing these two things is because you genuinely want to. But it's more so, like, this would be the part of the movie where it's like, you misunderstand a conversation happening in another room. Or, like, you think, oh, he's with that girl, but in reality, that's his cousin, something like that. So it's more so like needing to be in this spot of, if you actually literally can't take it anymore, just like communicating with them and being like, okay, what do you want from this? Like, how long are you actually gonna be here for? Probably not in those exact words, but you see, 9 of Cups. Awesome. How did we get to the last one? So we go from all this intimacy, and then how do we get to finally the confession? Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. You see, the 7 of Cups, indecision. I feel like they, on their side, they try to, engagement. That's the thing. I feel like both of you, at first, because I'm not getting this as your whole relationship all the time, and authenticity, you see, at first, you may be like, I don't know if they're actually being authentic. And to them, they think that the amount, let's say, that they're texting you is perfect. The amount of times they call you in a day is amazing. But you may be like, hello, I'm waiting. Okay, let's get one for each stage. I do think this is something that does get cleared up, because then it's like finally hitting the right spot as you two start to get to know each other more. What is it like for the first stage? So first we start with intimacy. Damn, you got a lot. Realization, high regard, opening up. Yeah, definitely I see that opening up as like, oh, something has started here now. What about the second one, where one of you is like, oh, right, let's actually do playing dumb and closure. Exactly what we were saying before. This person genuinely wants, and you're like, okay, but how serious are you? And then finally, when we get to the confession, twin flame and soulmate. Wow. yeah, if you're worried about like, wait, but this sounds terrible, don't worry. It's gonna be all good. Believe what you see. Believe. And if you're like, okay, but they haven't been stepping up well enough, then just tell them that, my love. Quick little thing, pile 5 is other groups got a lot of things of physical passion, but I feel like your group is the most like passion charged, I guess, because it's more so like thinking with your heart and not your mind. And this person may get jealous a few times, but I feel like you may too. But it's not so much like screaming at each other like toxic jealousy. It's more so like a you're in the same mindset where it's like they don't want anyone else to have you, but at the same time you're not sure if anyone else has him. So I don't know, that's kind of funny. But as we got with the cards before, I do think after the whole getting that stage is over, then this connection is just really trusting and fulfilling. Alright, so pile number 5, that is your reading. That's your connection to your future spouse. Hopefully things did resonate here. If you ever need to check out another pile, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully you can check out the other readings. Have a great one.